Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Homage to our most venerable teacher Bhante, our Pinnath Loka Swamin Wahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. So as we were talking in our last episodes, we were talking about the ways that the Buddha gave his teachings for the other people. So in our last episodes, if you remember, we talked about the Uruvela Kassapa. Uruvela Kassapa with 500 ascetics. They were practicing asceticism nearby the river. They were like doing fire sacrifices, and Buddha went there to tame them, to give them the teachings. But he's not ready yet. Even though Buddha had so many miracles with psychic potencies, the Uruvela Kassapa, that ascetic, he is not ready to listen to the Buddha. He says that he thinks that I am perfected, not like the Buddha. Buddha is not perfected. So I am the one who has understood this Dhamma, he thinks himself. Now we will talk about from that moment. The Buddha is still giving his abilities, so paying the compassion to the Uruvela Kassapa to tame him with the ascetics, the tame, but he is not ready. We will talk from that moment, from today too. So this is what I share today with you too, starting with homage to the Supreme Buddha. So now, as in the in my slide, you might see that that Uruvela Kassapa is inviting the Buddha for the alms food. So I give this chance to someone else to read, maybe Dinudaham.
The next morning, Uruvela Kassapa went to the Buddha and said, "It's time, great ascetic. The meal is ready."
So he is inviting the Buddha for the alms food, even though he doesn't want to listen to the Dhamma. He gives dana, he gives alms food to the Supreme Buddha. He treats it, and he had a kind of respect to the Supreme Buddha. But even though he thinks that I am perfect, not like the Buddha. And then when Uruvela Kassapa invited the Buddha for alms food, see what happens next. What about Hiru to read?
answer. You just go ahead. Kassapa, I'll come. After dismissing him, he took a fruit from a rose apple tree in the Himalayas and then arrived first in the fire hut, where he sat down.
Sadhu. So what happened? So Buddha said, you can go, Kassapa. You go, like you go to the monastery. I will come, the Buddha says. And then from that point, from that place, Himalaya is very far away. And then the Buddha went to the Himalaya with his psychic potencies and picked up a rose apple fruit. You know this, we call it jambu in our language, jambu, or maybe I don't know a different name for that. Maybe you saw the picture, rose apple, and he picked up a rose apple fruit and came before Uruvela Kassapa to the monastery. This is one of the psychic potencies, psychic powers that the Buddha used to give Uruvela Kassapa to the idea that he is perfect. The Buddha is perfect. But he is not ready, we'll see. Next time, and this chance goes to it will be different. Nithya.
Famous answer. When Uruvela Kassapa saw the Buddha sitting there, he said to him, "Which path did you take? I left first, but you were already here."
Sadhu, sadhu. So he was surprised. He was surprised that the Buddha came earlier than him, and he questioned, which path did you use to come? Then the Buddha says, Kuvini and Tinuli. My slides are different.
In my slide answer, the Buddha told him what he had done and added, "This rose apple has a good color and it's fragrant and it's delicious too. Please eat it if you wish. There is no need. You deserve it and you should eat it."
Sadhu, sadhu. So the Buddha said that I went to the Himalayas, but we don't have that information. He said, I went to the Himalayas and picked up this rose apple, and it's very good, very tasty, delicious, good looking. If you like, you can eat. Uruvela Kassapa says, now you deserve it and you can eat. So when this was done, Dhimal, what happened?
Uruvela Kassapa thought, "Great ascetic is powerful and mighty, in that he dismissed me, then took a fruit from a rose apple tree, and still arrived first in the fire hut. But he is not perfect. He is not a perfected one like me." The Buddha ate his meal and continued to stay in the same forest grove.
Sadhu, sadhu. How did you understand this, Dhimal? So Uruvela Kassapa is Uruvela Kassapa. My question is, Uruvela Kassapa is very talented and wise, but he's not ready to listen. He's not ready to practice the Dhamma of the Buddha. Why?
Because he thinks he's better than the Buddha.
Right.
And he's like under the delusion that no matter like the Buddha's powerful and mighty, but he's still better. He's like a perfected one. Like Uruvela Kassapa thinks he's a perfected one and the Buddha isn't.
Yes, you're right. So the Uruvela Kassapa actually had a small psychic potency too. So like he had a kind of power, but he thought that was more powerful than the Supreme Buddha. So he was perfect, or he was talented, or like that. And then Uruvela Kassapa had 500 disciples, 500 pupils, maybe the followers under him. And he did not want to lose them too. If he goes to the Supreme Buddha, everyone is going to the Supreme Buddha too. He did not want to do that. And then next, Tinuli. No. Yes. Tinuli or Tuini? I'm confused. Yes.
My son Vansi. The next morning, Uruvela Kassapa went to the Supreme Buddha and said, "It's time, great ascetic. The meal is ready."
Again, he says. So that moment also he did not want to listen to the Buddha, and the next day also he invited the Buddha. So this picture I found online is it's beautiful. Imasha and Shivan. Imasha and Shivan. Your chance is next.
You just go ahead, Kassapa. I'll come. After dismissing him, the Supreme Buddha took a fruit from a mango tree, not far from the rose apple trees in the Himalayas.
Okay, very good. Next time, so when he invited Imasha and Shawan, when Uruvela Kassapa went to the Supreme Buddha and invited the Buddha for alms food, what happened? The Buddha went to the Himalayas and picked up a very delicious, very big mango from the Himalayas mango tree, and then came before Uruvela Kassapa to the monastery, to the fireplace. And then we'll see the next time, next thing that happened like this. And that moment also, Uruvela Kassapa thought, Buddha is mighty, Buddha is powerful. And he dismissed me and he went to the Himalayas and came before me. He's so powerful, but he is not perfected like me. He's not Arahant like me, he thought. Next opportunity goes to Duin. Duin is listening to me?
Hey, my sponsor. Next time, the Supreme Buddha took a fruit from an Amla Nelly Indian gooseberry tree, not far from the rose apple tree.
Okay, and after the mango story, so the next day, the Uruvela Kassapa invited the Buddha for the alms food, and next day he picked up a nelly. Do you know this fruit? It's very delicious. Maybe
I
this
know,
is.
Sonata. It's Nelly.
It's nelly. It's called amla maybe in Hindi in India. In this country it's gooseberry, but Indian gooseberry or something.
Sonata, I think there's also many kinds of Nelly in Sri Lanka.
Yes, but this kind is a little bit bitter. And then when you eat, you feel that it's a little bit bitter. And then after eating, you feel that it's very sweet. If you drink some water after eating this fruit, it's like your mouth is very sweet. And it's like a hard, what is it called? How do you call it? Kahata menupa, hero? It's like kahatai, like stony. When you eat it.
So Sonata is Sonata saying that if it's can Sonata repeat what Sonata said?
Kahata.
Does it mean like it kind of the taste like stays in your mouth like an aftertaste kind of thing?
Oh yeah, I know what Sonata is saying. Sonata is saying that the breath is good.
Yes. And then after eating, you feel so good, like it's very healthy. And the Buddha, that was the story. So the Buddha went to Himalayas and picked up this Nelly tree and came before Uruvela Kassapa. He was surprised that the Buddha is mighty and powerful, but he's not perfect like me. That was the next psychic potency he paid. Next time, he goes to Himalayas and picked up Devindu, your chance. Let me share my screen.
Next time, the Supreme Buddha took a fruit from the Haritaki Aralu tree, not far from the rose apple tree in the Himalayas.
Yes. So Aralu grown in tropical countries like India and Sri Lanka. And it's a kind of a fruit too, and it's a kind of a medicine too. So he brought an Aralu fruit from Himalayas. And when Uruvela Kassapa saw this Aralu fruit also, he thought that he dismissed me, he went to Himalayas, and he came back before me, and he's so powerful, mighty. He's not perfect like me. Even though Buddha gives so many opportunities for Uruvela Kassapa to come to Dhamma, showing that the Buddha is more powerful than Uruvela Kassapa. He did not want, because maybe his esteem, maybe the conceit is higher and so strong that he did not want to listen to the Supreme Buddha. He did not want to listen to the Dhamma. The conceit is so high and then strong and powerful. But you know that these people, everybody, they came in this samsara collecting good merits to meet the Supreme Buddha. That's their last rebirth in this human world. They get enlightened in this life and they end up their suffering. They end up their journey in the samsara. But even though that delusion, that bad feeling is very powerful, that stopping them, especially the Uruvela Kashyapa, stopping him to understand the Dhamma, that was going on. See, this samsara is very dangerous. We'll see the next psychic potency that the Buddha had for Uruvela Kashyapa. Devanga.
In my Swami Mansa. Next time he went to Tavatimsa heaven, took a flower from the Parasatu tree, and then arrived first in the fire hut where he sat down.
Yes, sadhu, sadhu. You know, Parasatu or Parichataka tree is in the Tavatimsa heavenly world. This is the second heavenly world. And then the picture is not the real Parasatu flower. It's like a flower grown in the human world. We do not have a picture of a real Parasatu flower from the heavenly world. Anyways, to get an idea about Parasatu flower, maybe it's a beautiful, colorful, and amazing, fragrant flower only available in the second heavenly world, Tavatimsa. And then maybe if you have heard about the Parasatu tree is very high and very wide, and then it's like 100 yojanas long. And when it bears flowers, it is like, in my memory, for a long time they bear the flowers without falling. And then the heavenly beings play under the Parasatu tree. Parasatu is a special flower in the Tavatimsa heavenly world. The Buddha went to the Tavatimsa heavenly world and picked up a Parasatu, brought a Parasatu flower. And when Uruvela Kashyapa saw that the Buddha brought a Parasatu flower from Tavatimsa heavenly world, he thought that this is a special flower, it's only available in the heavenly world, but Buddha is so powerful to bring that. But he is not Arahant like me. He is not perfect. He is not enlightened like me, he thought. That was stopping him to come to the Dhamma. So see the compassion of the Supreme Buddha, the effort of the Supreme Buddha to tame people out of compassion. So Buddha did not preach Dhamma directly because he was taking time to give this Dhamma. When the mind is ready of Uruvela Kashyapa, the Buddha speaks the right thing to understand the real Dhamma. We'll see. We'll go ahead. Next chance is to Linda.
Yes, ma'am. When Uruvela Kashyapa saw the Buddha sitting there, he said to him, "Which path did you take? I left first, but you are already here." The Buddha told him what he had done and added, "This Parasatu flower is colorful and fragrant. Please take it if you wish. There's no need. You deserve it and you should keep it."
So that's beautiful. The Buddha gave that Parasatu flower He said that, no, I don't need. But we'll see what happens next. Minupai.
My son. Soon afterwards, those dreadlocked ascetics wanted to tend the sacred fire, but were unable to split the logs. They thought, this must be because of the supernormal powers of the great ascetic. The Buddha said to Urvela Kashyapa, may the logs be split, Kasyapa. Yes, may they, he replied, and 500 logs were split all at once.
Sadhu. How did you, it's the next psychic potency of the Supreme Buddha. How did you understand that, Minupai?
Well, it shows how powerful the Supreme Buddha is. Because the other ascetics weren't able to split the logs, but the Buddha, by just saying, may the logs be split, all 500 were able to be split. So it shows the great power of the Buddha.
Yes. So with the psychic potency, the Buddha did that. And Urvela Kasyapa is like this. Again, Nesil.
Emerson answered, Uruvela Kasyapa thought, the great ascetic is powerful and mighty, in that he can split logs just like that, but he is not a perfected one like me.
He is not perfected one like me. Even though Buddha showed many psychic potencies to tame him, he thinks that Buddha is not perfected like me. Buddha is not perfected like me. Kevin, your chance is next. Oh, today I have lots of messages.
Those ascetics still wanted to tend the sacred fire, but they were unable to light it. They thought this must be because of the supernormal powers of the great ascetic. The Buddha said to Uruvela Kashyapa, may the fire be lit, Kashyapa. Yes, may it, he replied, and 500 fires were lit at once.
Sadhu. Kemit, the previous time they wanted to split the logs, like maybe chop the wood for the fire places, but they did not do that. They could not do that. And with the psychic potencies, Buddha did that. Absolutely, Buddha stopped chopping it, breaking it into pieces, and then with the psychic potency, he did that himself. And then, not to show that the Buddha is more powerful, to tame him, to tame this man, to give him the real Dhamma, not the sacrifices of that. This time what happens next, Kemit?
This time they were trying to light up the fire and they couldn't, so Buddha did it by himself with supernormal powers.
Yes, he lit it, okay? He lit all the 500 fireplaces by himself. And then again, he had Xenon. Xenon's camera is not on there. Maybe Chaya. Okay, Xenon is.
Uruvela Kashyapa thought, the great ascetic is powerful and mighty, in that he can light fires just like that. But he's not perfect one like me.
He's not perfected one like me. Yes. Okay, the next chance is for maybe Dinu.
Emerson said, when those ascetics had tended the sacred fires, they were unable to extinguish them. They thought this must be because of the supernormal powers of the great ascetic. The Buddha said to Uruvela Kashyapa, may the fires be extinguished, Kashyapa. Yes, may they, he replied. And the 500 fires were extinguished all at once.
They wanted to chop the firewood, they wanted to light the firewood, and they wanted to extinguish. Everything was stopped by the psychic potencies of the Supreme Buddha. And then he did that himself to show that the Buddha is powerful than Uruvela Kassapa to tame him. But he still thinks that he's more powerful than the Supreme Buddha. Dimal. Oh.
Uruvela Kassapa thought, the great ascetic is powerful and mighty, in that he can extinguish fires just like that, but he's not a perfected one like me.
He's not ready. He's not still ready. Yeah? The Buddha is giving so much of effort for this meritorious person to tame. Imasha and Shivan.
At that time, it was midwinter, when the days are cold and the snow is falling. During these periods, those ascetics arose from the Neranjana river, dipped themselves in it, and repeatedly arose and picked themselves.
Sadhu, sadhu. Do you remember the reason for this? They did? Emasha and Shivan? Why did they do this? They go to the river in the very cold season and then they dip and they come up. Why? For what? That's a ritual maybe they did. Why? You know, during the time of the Supreme Buddha, so many people did this. Even today they do this in India. So to wash away their bad karma, bad sins, they dip in the very cold water, maybe in Himalayas or maybe in the Ganges river, to wash away their bad karma. That's how they believe. But Buddha did not preach something like that. He said that if you do something good, you have the good result. If you stop doing bad things, you do not experience suffering. That's what the Buddha explained. It's not something that washing away the bad karma. But these people were doing that. When they do some fire sacrifices, that's like something nothing. It's not meaningful. And then when they go to the river, they dip and they bathe in the river to wash away their bad things. That's something really, really meaningful, meaningless. And then they did that too. But in the very cold summer, they were shivering, they were shaking, and they were suffering actually. And then the Buddha had a compassion for that. And he did this. Kemi.
Then the Buddha manifested 500 pans of hot coals, where those ascetics could warm themselves after coming out of the water. They thought these were no doubt created by the supernormal powers of the great ascetic.
Sad. So when they came out of the river, they had a good thing to warm their body up because of the power of the Supreme Buddha. Then they had a kind of good feeling for the Buddha, but not the Uruvela Kassapa. Hiru.
Uruvela Kassapa thought, the great ascetic is powerful and mighty, in that he can manifest so many pans with hot coals, but he's not a perfected one like me.
He is not a perfected one like me. Still he is thinking. Devindu, so we can see what happens next.
My son wants it. Soon afterwards, an unseasonal storm poured down, producing a great flood. The place where the Buddha was staying was flooded. The Buddha thought, let me drive back the water on all sides and walk on the dry ground in the middle. And he did so.
Sadhu. Did you get what happened? It was flooding, very heavy rainfall. And then flooding the area that the Buddha was staying to, and then the monasteries too. And then with the psychic potencies, Buddha was not hurt. So he wanted to do that, like he was walking, like a walking meditation back and forth. He was walking like on the ground. There is water either sides and every side. and then the Buddha is safe. It's like a small tank without water. That's a psychopatensis. Now, Uruvela Kassapa, the Buddha did this also done by the Supreme Buddha to tame this man. And Uruvela Kassapa was thinking that the great ascetic is in danger, and he is so I should give some assistance to him. And when he arrived, Tuvini.
My Swaminathan said, Uruvela Kassapa thought, I hope the great ascetic hasn't been swept away by the water. Together with a number of ascetics, he went by boat to where the Buddha was staying. He saw that the Buddha had driven back the water on all sides and was walking on dry ground in the middle. And he said to the Buddha, is that you, great ascetic?
Okay. Tinuli.
It's me, Kassapa. The Buddha rose up into the air, reappeared on the boat, and reappeared on the boat. Uruvela Kassapa thought, the great ascetic is powerful and mighty, in that he could displace the water, but he's not a perfected one like me.
Still, he is not ready to be tamed. So listen to the Dhamma. See, the Buddha's compassion is, we cannot even think about it. The compassion, endless compassion. Do you remember how many miracles, how many psychic powers the Buddha used to tame this Uruvela Kassapa? Anybody else? Yes, Hiro?
130.
130. Someone else? Anybody else?
1,300.
1,300. Someone else? Okay. 3,500 miracles, psychic powers Buddha paid to tame this person. In this way, he goes to the Himalayas, he picked up a nelly fruit, and he made the fires lit, many things. 3,500 miracles. Netil's chance to read this.
Then the Buddha thought, for a long time this foolish man has thought, the great ascetic is powerful and mighty, but he's not a perfected one like me. Let me stir up this matted hair ascetic.
Yes, let me stir up this matted hairs. Now the Buddha knew that this man is tired of thinking that he is perfected, like he is not perfected, like he's tired, like 3,500 times he thought that Buddha is not perfected like me. I am more powerful, I am more powerful, something like that. He is tired. Now he is ready. Now he cannot think anymore like Buddha is perfected like me. He's tired. He cannot think. Now Buddha knew that this man's mind is ready. Devanga.
And he said to Uruvela Kassapa, Kassapa, you're not a perfected one or on the path to perfection. You don't have the practice by which you might be a perfected one or on the path to perfection.
Sadhu said. Finally, Buddha said, Uruvela Kassapa, you do not know the path to the perfection. You are not perfect. And you do not know even the Dhamma to become perfect. So finally Buddha said that. Until then, he did not say that. He showed the Buddha is more powerful than Uruvela Kassapa. Buddha is the most powerful for the three worlds, maybe for the entire universe. Huh? Yes, the Buddha is the most powerful being ever in the human world, ever in the heavenly world, the Brahma world, for all the worlds. But Uruvela Kassapa thinks a different way. Now, Buddha said that Uruvela Kassapa, you do not know this Dhamma. When he listens to the words of the Buddha saying that, Uruvela Kassapa, you are not perfect. He was like trembled, he was like terrified and scared to listen to that. We'll see. Now it's time for him to listen to the Dhamma. Linda.
Yes, Bhante.
Give me a second. This is not a picture of Uruvela Kassapa, the real picture they draw. This is a picture of Pasenadi of Kosala, the king, is worshipping the Supreme Buddha. But to get an idea that Uruvela Kassapa touched the feet of the Supreme Buddha and paid homage to him, I gave this picture. Linda.
Yes, Bhante. At that time, Uruvela Kassapa bowed down with his head at the Buddha's feet and said, Venerable Sir, I wish to receive the going forth in your presence. I wish to receive the full ordination.
Yes. Now he says that I need your Dhamma. Bhante, forgive me, give me the ordination under you. Now he is ready. He is ready to listen. And then Dimal.
Did you say me, Samatsa?
Yes.
Kassapa, you're the leader and the chief of 500 dreadlocked ascetics. Tell them first, so that they may act as they think appropriate.
Right. So he had 500 disciples, the pupils under him. Uruvela Kassapa, the Buddha said that you have a large crowd and ask them too. So the teacher is coming to the Supreme Buddha for the ordination. Then what happened to the other people? Okay. Then Buddha asked, what about the other people too? So Duvin.
Here we sounds. Uruvela Kassapa then went to those ascetics and said, I wish to practice the spiritual life under the great ascetic. Please do whatever you think is appropriate.
Sadhu, sadhu. So the teacher, Uruvela Kassapa, says that I am going to the Buddha. What do you do? What's your idea? If you like, you can come with me or something like that, they say. And then all of a sudden, all the people, all the pupils, all the followers of Uruvela Kassapa said, this came in.
Sir, we've had confidence in the great ascetic for a long time. If you are to practice the spiritual life under him, so will all of us.
Sadhu, sadhu. Even though the Uruvela Kassapa was not ready to listen to the Buddha, the pupils had a kind of compassion, kind of confidence of the Supreme Buddha. For the first time, they saw the Supreme Buddha. But see, they had the respect to the teacher, Uruvela Kassapa, their teacher. Because of that respect, they did not speak about that. They did not speak about the Supreme Buddha. They were taking their time. That's the respect. That's the respect for the teacher. When the teacher asked them, I am going to the Buddha, what's your idea? They said, my teacher, we had that confidence in the Supreme Buddha for a long period of time. We are coming with you too, they said. Amazing people, really amazing. Dinu.
Yeah, my sons. Then after letting their hair and dreadlocks, their carrying pole and bundle, and their fire worshipping tools be carried away by the water, they went to the Buddha. They bowed down with their head at his feet and said, Venerable Sir, we wish to receive the going forth in your presence. We wish to receive the full ordination.
Sadhu, sadhu. How did you understand that? They had their tools, they had their items that they used for their sacrifices. Now they are not going to use them anymore.
Now they're a part of the Sangha. They got ordination.
Yeah. What did they do for their tools? That they
They
used
put them down the stream.
down the stream, yes. And they went to the Supreme Buddha, bowed down and asked their full ordination. When this happened, Minupa,
In my answer, the Buddha said, "Come, monks, the teaching is well proclaimed. Practice the spiritual life to make a complete end of suffering." And that was the full ordination of those venerables.
sadhu, sadhu. Ehi bhikkhu pabbajja, ehi bhikkhu pabbajja. They were fortunate to get the ehi bhikkhu pabbajja, which means like, come monks, the teaching is well proclaimed. Practice the spiritual life to make the complete end of suffering. When the Buddha says this, everyone becomes monks. They became like monks with the robes, and their heads are shaven, and they have their alms bowls in their hands. They come to the Supreme Buddha as monks. Now they are not fire worshipping ascetics anymore. They are monks. Their tools are floating down the stream. When this was done, something amazing happens again. We'll see. Yeah, see. Chance goes to again. Hero. Anyone?
Nadi Kashyapa saw those things being carried away by the water, and he thought, I hope my brother is okay. He dispatched his ascetics, saying, Go and check my brother. Together with the 300 ascetics, he then went to Uruvela Kassapa and said, Is this better, Kassapa? Yes, this is better.
Sadhu, sadhu. Now, you see on the water, there are hair and some tools. When they were having bath in the river, Nadi Kashyapa, with 300 people, followers, they saw that, oh, what are these going on? Maybe something dangerous happened to my brother and the pupils. So we should go quickly. And they went there. When they went there, they saw all the people with his brother, all the other followers have become monks and sitting nearby the Supreme Buddha. He questioned, is this better, Kassapa, than the fire sacrifices, than fulfilling the other stuff like you did? Yes, this is better. That's it. That's it what they said. When they heard Nadi Kassapa, they said, Tuini.
My Swami wants it. Then, after letting their hair and dreadlocks, their carrying pole and bundle, and their fire worship tools be carried away by the water, they went to the Buddha.
Nadi Kassapa and the people, they throw their things away to the river and went to the Buddha and bowed for the ordination. They did not question anymore. They did not question anything, like asking anything. They just throw away their things, went to the Buddha, bowed, and asked the ordination. Tinuli. See the people, the amazing people.
They bowed down with their head at the feet of the Blessed One and said, Venerable Sir, we wish to receive the going forth in your presence. We wish to receive the full ordination.
Sadhu, sadhu. 300 people. All of a sudden, they did not question, they wanted the ordination, and that's it. If my brother became monk with his pupils, what don't I do? They said, and they went there without questioning anything. Imasha and Shivan.
The Buddha said, Come, monks, the teaching is well proclaimed. Practice the spiritual life to make a complete end of suffering. And that was the full ordination of those venerables.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Buddha gave the Ehibikupabhaja for all these 300 monks too. Come monks, the spiritual life, practice this Dhamma for the spiritual life or something. Came in. When this happened, someone was there downstreams too, like in the other monasteries, in the other hermitage, and they were wondering about this.
Gayakasapa saw those things being carried away by the water, and he thought, I hope my brothers are okay. He dispatched his ascetics, saying, Go and check on my brothers. Together with the 200 ascetics, he went to Uruvela Kassapa and said, Is this better, Kassapa? Yes, this is better.
Sadhu, sadhu. He had 300 followers, Gaya Kassapa, Uruvela Kassapa, Nadi Kassapa, Gaya Kassapa. Uruvela Kassapa had 500, Nadi Kassapa had 300, and Gaya Kassapa had 200 followers. And when Gaya Kassapa with the pupils, they saw the hair and the stuff that's coming downstream, they thought that, oh, something dangerous happened to my brother. We'll go and check. When they went there, everyone has become monks near the Buddha. And then, Linda.
Yes, Bhante. Then, after letting their hair and dreadlocks, their carrying pole and bundle, and their fire worship tools be carried away by the water, they went to the Buddha. They bowed down with their head at his feet and said, Venerable Sir, we wish to receive the going forth in your presence. We wish to receive the full ordination.
We wish to receive the full ordination. They did not question anymore. 200 people, 200 followers. Now altogether, 1,000. 500 with Uruvela Kassapa, 300 with Nadi Kassapa, 200 with Gaya Kassapa. Am I right? Yes, Duvin.
Hey, my sons. The Buddha said, Come, monks. The teaching is well proclaimed. Practice the spiritual life to make a complete end of suffering. And that was the full ordination of those venerables.
Sadhu, sadhu. Ehibikupabhaja for those 200 pupils too. And then altogether 1,000. Devindu.
In my son answer. After staying at Uruvela for as long as he liked, the Buddha set out for Gayasisa together with that large sangha of 1,000 monks. All of them previously matted hair ascetics, and they stayed there.
Yes, sadhu, sadhu. Now, still they are not arahants. They have not fulfilled the teachings. They are not enlightened. 1,000 monks under the Supreme Buddha. Now, Buddha is ready to give the perfect Dhamma for their understanding. Devanga. The sutta's name is Aditta Pariyaya, which means burning. Oh, if I say something with this beautiful sutta, Aditta Pariyaya, which is burning. The Buddha gave this teaching because these people, everybody, they had the experience that burning things. They were burning the firewood and everything for the understanding, for like that they thought that this is the way that the perfect enlightenment. So with that, taking that idea, Buddha gave this beautiful Dhamma talk on burning. It's not the burning like something physical. Devanga.
In my time answer. Then the Buddha addressed the monks. Everything is burning. What is that everything that is burning? What is that everything that is burning? The eye is burning, sights are burning, eye consciousness is burning, eye contact is burning, whatever feelings arise because of eye contact, whether pleasant, painful, or neither pleasant nor painful, those two are burning. Burning with what? Burning with the fire of sensual desire, the fire of ill will, and the fire of confusion. Burning with birth, old age, and death. Burning with grief, sorrow, pain, aversion, and distress, I say.
Sadhu, sadhu. Such a beautiful insightful Dhamma talk by the Supreme Buddha. Eye is burning, sights, the things you see, they are burning, eye consciousness, eye contact, feelings, and everything is burning. Burning with what? Burning with fire of sensual desire. Because of the desire, our things are burning. Because of ill will, anger, because of confusion or delusion, burning with birth, old age, we suffer a lot. Death, burning with grief, sorrow, pain, aversion, and distress, I say. Such a deep, beautiful Dharma talk. If you want to learn this deep Dhamma talk, go to Aditta Pariyaya Sutta, the topic, online, you can search and learn about this. This is a brief explanation about the Aditta Pariyaya Sutta. Next, Linda.
Yes, Bante. The ear is burning, the nose is burning, the tongue is burning, the body is burning, the mind is burning. When they see this, the learned noble disciple is repelled by the eye, repelled by sights, repelled by eye consciousness, repelled by eye contact, and repelled by whatever feelings arise because of eye contact, whether pleasant, painful, or neither pleasant nor painful. Sadhu.
Like the eye, ear is burning, the sounds are burning, consciousness, contact, feelings, everything. Nose is burning, the smells, the consciousness, the contact, the feelings, and then the desire, everything is burning. Tongue is burning, the taste are burning, and then the consciousness is burning, and then the feeling arises by the contact is burning, everything is burning. The body, the tangibles, and the consciousness, and the contact, the feelings, the desire, everything is burning. Mind is burning, thoughts are burning, the consciousness is burning, the contact is burning, the feeling is burning, and then the desire is burning. Everything is burning. Burning with what? Burning with delusion, burning with ill will, burning with desire, burning with old age, sickness and suffering and grief, distress and everything. The Buddha said, if someone gets an idea about the real situation going on in our life, they get dispassionate about this lifestyle. And their mind is ready to understand this Dhamma. Minupa. I do not take more time.
Hemasansa. They are repelled by the ear. They are repelled by the nose. They are repelled by the tongue. They are repelled by the body. They are repelled by the mind. And while this exposition was being spoken, the minds of those 1,000 monks were freed from the corruptions without grasping.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. This is a picture in Polgahawela Sambuddha Rajamahaligawa about Nadi Kashyapa, Uruvela Kashyapa, Nadi Kashyapa, and Gaya Kashyapa. They became disciples. They became fortunate to become monks. They were fortunate to understand the real Dhamma, to get enlightened, becoming the Arahants, fulfilling the real idea of the Supreme Buddha's teaching and stopping their samsaric journey. They were fortunate. Everyone. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So if I talk about a little bit about this too, repelled means they get an idea that the real condition of this life, maybe the reality of this life, reality of the eye, reality of the ear, reality of the nose, tongue, body, and mind. Everything is impermanent and everything is not permanent. When they get this idea, their mind is free from desire, ill will, and delusion. And their mind is ready to understand the reality and they get enlightened. So when we practice this Dhamma little by little, we will get the opportunity to become like that one day. One day, if we practice, if we get the idea about the Supreme Buddha, if we make our minds pleasant about the teachings he gave, his ability, his knowledge, and his wisdom, his amazing ways of taming people all around the world, we will get this idea one day. So may this very powerful good merit be very helpful to everyone to be free from all the sufferings in the repeated cycle of birth and death in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu.